started back at work, had some time off recently, and it's good. It's good to be getting back into a routine. It's nice to be able to focus on something else through my days. I already notice after a couple of days that, I am taking time out of time that I would have spent focusing on myself. But that be said, I do put on a very good show at work. I think it's only really noticeable that there is an issue when I get into a conversation off topic or just having a general conversation. And when you get into a free speaking conversation, this is where you really start using all of your mental capacities, in every aspect to draw on your experiences and have a normal conversation. It's what everybody does. I think what makes it difficult for schizophrenics is that you're spending a lot of time being consciously aware of your thinking voice and controlling the influences of your thinking voice. It becomes more difficult and takes a lot more concentration to be sure that it's the thinking voice and not a schizophrenic voice, a made up fabricated voice. But like I said, I'm doing well. I need to get a little bit more sleep and my body is extremely sore, but I'm still riding to and from work, even though it's only 2 degrees at the moment. It's just going to get colder, so we'll see how that happens. It is Sunday after being back at work for a week. Positives and negatives. Okay, positives. I have a structure to my day, something I can rely on, achievable goals to set of getting up, getting ready, going to work, working, finishing work, coming home. So that's now like a set 10 hours of each day cordoned off. Negatives, that's 10 hours from a waking period of 16 hours. I am consciously focused on the project of work, which is my primary focus, and my secondary focus is myself. So the negative sides is that generally after work and looking at my weekend and the state that I was in yesterday and the state that I am in today leads me vulnerable to depression, makes me susceptible to anxiety, going on the process to work and going to bed at night knowing that I have to repeat the process, using my energy focusing on the main project, meaning that energy that I need to always be aware of my mental state becomes more diminished and it becomes more difficult for myself to hold concentration. Perfect example now of trying to hold my train thought without getting lost inside my head. Being at work, highly rewarding, positive, highly rewarding. Fixing problems at work, solving problems, coming up with a solution and fixing something. Instant gratification. A big part of dealing with depression or dealing with mental illness is to take those little appreciations when they arrive, when they arise. Negative, I've spoken before about my work ego, my work mode. Brilliant, awesome as ever. Really come into work, problem solving, organizing, sit down to have lunch. It's not so useful there. Not a useful tool. The most stressful part of my day is sitting down with my workmates for 15 minutes or half an hour to have morning tea or lunch. Yeah, looking forward into next week, work-wise. Need to take lessons from this week. Need to be in bed no later than 10:30. I'm not going to go to sleep this time, but I need to be in bed at this time and reading a book and getting myself ready for sleeping. I need to prepare morning stuff the night before. I think that will also help me sleeping and will also help streamline my mornings. I need to do minor cleaning of the house because I left it for the week to do it on the weekend, and then the weekend came and I got depressed, and now I'm living in mess. Not big mess, but little mess. And I just spent the last week cleaning, so the week before. So I feel that just adds to the depression because you're like, oh, living in this shit, we're meant to keep it clean, why can't you keep it clean? And I need to time my coffees better in the morning. I need to drink weaker coffee. I should not be having any caffeine after 11 o'clock in the morning. I could delve more into it, but slowly. Yeah, this is a lifetime thing. If you try and do too much, you'll end up doing nothing. So that's those three things I think are gonna optimize my work-life balance.
It's over.